You know, a whole lot happening here. We're still waiting for the police force public relations officer to join us. The last time we spoke, he was on his way to the studios and see if he can join us on this. But again, for close watchers, they have likened this to what we have also looked at from the angle of that game, the board game, the game of chess. And let's see what we have now. This looks like what is happening within the seat of government with all the president's men. Perhaps these are the very close people within the presidency. You got the king there, that's the president, and the first lady very close, side by side. And you also have those who are the president's kitchen cabinet. The knight is there, you got the bishop, and you got the rook. And right there, well, the castle, that's the Castle Rock. And they think that those who are the pawn definitely will make the first move if they should. But perhaps they are hoping that this might not be. Perhaps they just would want to go with the Queen's Gambit. And if that's what opening they're having, don't forget that the First Lady had warned Mr. President of the men around him. She talks about sincerity of purpose. She also talks about sincerity of these people around Mr. President. She's also worried that sometimes these people have shielded President from making the right move. And perhaps if you have to make that move to sacrifice any of those offices, because for the Gambit, you have to sacrifice any of your material, and that looks like what is happening now. But again, some others are thinking that it is a night fork, because now the king and that's the president seem to be on the check, just as the presidency is under check, as you get to see from this slide. Now, how does the president move out of all of that? Don't forget, if the men are not making all the move, even the pawn can help win the fight. So the small men and women around the president, Nigerians are saying, perhaps they should step up to the plate and see how they can help the president make his programs come to the people. And if this is not going to happen, they say this must never happen, because the president must never go down. Everyone must make sure that the president is not checkmated in this game. The question a lot of people have been asking is, who is the president or the presidency will likely sacrifice in that move? And for some others, they think that since the First Lady, who is also one powerful person around the presidency, has not been that visible or vocal lately after that comment warning the president of men around him. Now that we have so many other forces working around the presidency, perhaps the question Nigerians are asking, how can the president really wriggle out of this and come clean around his own men? That is why Garbasho will be speaking with us pretty much later, because as it stands now, many are saying that we have some other cliques around the presidency, and these are words making the rounds. Whether they are true or false, we need someone around the presidency to also speak to the people and expatiate more on what fears the people are nursing. That will be after now. Well, we'd like to move over to Abuja studios, where the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Don Awuna, he's the first Public Relations Officer, joins us. We'd like to say many thanks for joining us on Politics Today this evening. And well, that was pretty fast, because you just touched down from your trip. Thank you so very much for being there for us. You've been following issues. Yeah, you're welcome. Issues are
very much. It's about service.
Absolutely. You've been following issues concerning what is happening in Rivers State. Specifically, we're taking two things, looking at the violence in that rerun election and the alleged audio tape that has been released by online media, Sahara reporters. Tell us the thinking of the Inspector General of Police on these two burning issues.
Thank you very much. You see, the issue about the rerunning in U.S. elections, there are two things. One, about our democracy. Two, about security of elections. apparently or comparatively, you agree with me that if you take an analysis of previous elections in Rivers, this could be adjudged one of the best. Of course, there are some infractions of the law, and in that respect, the Inspector of the Police, who have a considerable experience, both locally and internationally, in organizing an election, and had decided to put up a panel to look into those issues that were raised by stakeholders, by INEC, by the Executive Governor of Rivers State, and of course by the civil society and all concerned persons in the Rivers State run elections. So the IG has set up a panel, and this panel is for transparency, accountability, to record history, to make sure that things are documented, and people who are engaged in these rerun elections have an opportunity to state their rules directly or indirectly.
But I'm quite sure you've been following what the government of Rivers State is saying. They say they are skeptical about this coming from the IG. They don't believe that the police is going to be fair on this.